Om Shri Sai Ram. Dear students, today we are going to start the first section of the first lesson, English Second Language, Class 10, Karnataka Board. Let's begin the session with a fun activity. You can see some pictures on the screen. Have a good look at them. Done. I'm going to move on to the next slide. Look at the pictures. Give you a few seconds to look at them. Now the activity is you have to guess who these people are. All right? Ready? Okay. The first person, Harry Potter. Second one, Shah Rukh Khan. Third one, James Bond. Fourth one, our own Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, bowler. Next, Sachin Tendulkar. At the bottom, you have Amitabh Bachchan. Then you have the three superheroes, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, and of course, Puneet Rajkumar and Captain Cool, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Let's look at the next slide. We have our Mahatma Gandhi ji. Below him we have Mother Teresa. Far right top we have Martin Luther King Jr. At the bottom, Abdul Kalam. And who do you think this lady with the lamp is? Florence Nightingale. Now how many of you got all of them correct? 16. 16 out of 16. If you got 16 out of 16, give yourselves a double thumbs up. Now, if you got at least 12 of them correct, give yourselves a thumbs up. Now, if you got less than 12 right, then it means you have to brush up on your general knowledge. All right? Now, what in all these pictures, what do you think is common in all of them? There's something common, a common thread in all these pictures, in all these people. Can you guess what it is? They are all heroes. Now, who is a hero? A hero is a person who is admired for his courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities. Now, there are many kinds of heroes. There are fictional heroes, film heroes, sports heroes, and national and international heroes. And you saw all those pictures earlier. You saw fictional heroes like Batman. You saw film heroes like Shah Rukh Khan. You saw sports heroes like Mahendra Singh Dhoni. You saw national and international heroes like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., etc. Now, apart from these, we have everyday heroes. Now, everyday heroes are people who do good for the sake of doing good. Now, most of them don't become famous in the eyes of the world, but nevertheless, they are heroes. A hero is within each one of us. Now, all of us can become heroes by just doing simple acts of kindness, love, and courage. Now, today we are going to read about a different kind of hero. Now, he's a boy who becomes a hero by accident. Now, let's read and enjoy the lesson. A Hero by R.K. Narayan. Now, we need to know a little bit about the author. So, let's see. We have R.K. Narayan here. I have put his profile there for you. He was born on 10th October 1906. He is one of the most celebrated English novelists. Most of his works were set in the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. What is fictional? Fictional means imaginary. Doesn't exist really, unreal. His first novel, Swami and Friends, depicts the adventures of a group of schoolboys. His novel, The Guide, won the Sathya Academy Award, and also it was made into a Hindi film, which was also a recipient of the Filmfare Award. Now he has won several other awards like the Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan. He was nominated for the Rajya Sabha, which is the upper house of India's parliament. He passed away at the ripe old age of 94 in 2001. That's a little bit about our author. He's one of my favorite authors. If you get a chance, please read some of his books. They are really, really good. Now, before we start reading the lesson, let's look at the difficult words, so that when you know the difficult words, the meanings of the difficult words, you will be able to understand the lesson better. The first word, unexpected, it means not expected to happen or unforeseen. Face to face with means close to something and looking at it. So you're facing one another. Reading it through means reading from beginning to the end. Fixedly means continuously or steadily for a period of time. For example, if we stare at somebody for a while, we say we are looking at him fixedly. Grown-up person, adult. Sneer means speak in an unkind manner or in a rude way. Coward is a person who is not brave, a person who is afraid. Disputed, disagreed. Courage, brave. Frightful proposition, unpleasant suggestion. Now, proposition, please don't confuse it with the word preposition. There's a difference of only one letter. Preposition, P-R-E, proposition is P-R-O. Now, preposition is a part of speech. For example, I'm holding this remote in my hand. In is a preposition. Proposition is a suggestion. So, frightful proposition is an unpleasant or scary idea or suggestion. Trembling means shaking. The next word, mumble. Mumble is saying something which is not clear. For example, in class, when the teacher asks you a question, if you don't know the answer, what do you say? You just mumble something in your mouth so that the teacher can't hear and nobody else can understand either. So mumble is saying something which is not clear. Enthusiasm means lot of interest. Cut in, interrupted. Challenge, a call to prove something or dare. Tenacity, determination. Disgraceful, shameful. Second form, class 7 during the British times. Even when I was studying, we had the second form, third form, etc. After the 5th standard, you don't go to 6th standard, you go to the first form, then you continue into the second form, and so on. Spoiling means pampering. I've also listed a few antonyms. Coward, hero. Courage, cowardice. Strength, weakness. So make sure you learn all these glossary words, because it is good to know more words. It will help you with your English. Now let's read the lesson, A Hero, and enjoy. You can read it on the screen. If you have a text, you can please open the textbook and read it, or you can just follow it as I read. Just follow and enjoy the story. Now the first paragraph of The Hero. For Swami, events took an unexpected turn. Father looked over the newspaper he was reading under the hall lamp and said, Swami, listen to this. News has been received about the bravery of a village lad who, while returning home by the jungle path, came face to face with a tiger. The paragraph described the fight the boy had with the tiger and his flight up the tree, where he stayed half a day till some people came that way and killed the tiger. Now, some of the words which may be difficult for you, like unexpected, I've already listed in the glossary, so there shouldn't be any problem. So let me quickly explain this paragraph to you. And there are some pictures also to help you with the understanding. So the story starts with father reading a newspaper too, just like that. And while he was reading the newspaper, he comes across an article which was interesting to him, a report. So he reads it out to his son, and he says, Swami, listen to this. News has been received about the bravery of a village lad who, while returning home by the jungle path, came face to face with a tiger. So what was the newspaper report about? It was about a tiger and the boy, a boy was returning home by the jungle path, and what happened? He came face to face with a tiger, and what did he do? He didn't run away. He fought with the tiger, quickly climbed up the tree, and waited there for half a day till people came by and killed the tiger. I hope you understood the first paragraph. Let's go on to the second paragraph. After reading it through, Father looked at Swami fixedly and asked, "What do you say to that?" Swami said, "I think he must have been a very strong and grown-up person, not a boy at all. How could a boy fight a tiger?" "You think you're wiser than the newspaper?" Father sneered. "A man may have the strength of an elephant and yet be a coward, whereas another may have the strength of a straw, but if he has courage, he can do anything. Courage is everything. Strength and age are not important." Swami disputed the theory. "How can it be, Father? Suppose I have all the courage. What could I do if a tiger should attack me? Leave alone strength. Can you prove you have courage? Let me see if you can sleep alone tonight in my office room." So let's see what happens. So Father reads the newspaper report about the brave boy who fought a tiger and climbed the tree, waited for somebody to come and kill the tiger. And after reading it, Father tells his son, "What do you say to that?" He looked at his son and said, "What do you think about that?" And Swami says, "I just don't believe it is the boy. It must have been a very strong and grown-up person. How can a boy fight a tiger? It's just not possible." And of course, Father sneers at him and says, "You think you know more than the newspaper? You think you're wiser than the newspaper? A man may have the strength of an elephant, and yet he might be a coward, whereas another might have the strength or the weakness of a straw, but if he has courage, he can achieve anything." Now here, straw doesn't mean this straw. This is the straw you use for drinking, like this. All right? We are not talking of this straw. We are talking about the dried grass, which we feed to the cows. So you can see that straw has got no strength at all. So these are all comparisons. As strong as an elephant, as weak as a straw. They are all called similes. Let's go on. So father and son have a little bit of an argument. Father says, strength and age are not important. What is important is courage. And Swami says, supposing I have all the courage, what could I do if a tiger should attack me? So he feels that strength is more important. And when he says that, Father says, okay, don't worry about the strength. Can you prove you have courage? Let me see if you can sleep alone tonight in my office room. Let's see what happens. A frightful proposition, Swami thought. He had always slept beside his granny in the passage, and any change in this arrangement kept him trembling and awake all night. He hoped at first that father was only joking. He mumbled weakly, yes, and tried to change the subject. He said very loudly and with a great deal of enthusiasm, we are going to admit even elders in our cricket club hereafter. We are buying brand new bats and balls. Our captain has asked me to. So let's see what happens now. Swami's father challenges him to sleep alone in the office room, in his office room. Now this is a very frightful proposition to him. He's very scared of sleeping alone. Why? Because he always slept with his grandmother, and anything different from that, he was not agreeable to that. And he hoped that his father was joking. So, but in order to distract him, what did he do? He tried to change the subject. So he talked about his cricket club admitting even elders, and also he boasted about some balls, new balls and bats being bought, so that he hoped that his father would get distracted and forget about the challenge. Now let's see if the father gets distracted. We'll see about that later, father cut in. You must sleep alone hereafter. Swami realized that the matter had gone beyond his control. From a challenge, it had become a command. He knew his father's tenacity at such moments. So father is not distracted, of course. He says, we'll see about that later. You must sleep alone here afterwards. Now Swami realized that the matter had gone beyond his control. He could not control it. From a challenge, it had become a command. Originally, he had just challenged Swami, let's see if you can sleep alone in the office room. Now it has become an order. He says, you have to sleep alone in the office room. Let's see the last paragraph. From the 1st of next month, I'll sleep alone, father. No, you must do it now. It is disgraceful sleeping beside granny or mother like a baby. You are in the second form and I don't like the way you're being brought up, he said, and looked at his wife who was rocking the cradle. Why do you look at me while you say it? She asked. I hardly know anything about the boy. No, I don't mean you, said the father. If you mean your mother is spoiling him, tell her so. And don't look at me, she said and turned away. So now Swami is worried. He doesn't want to sleep all by himself. He tried to distract his father by talking about the cricket club. His father is not distracted. So he says, okay, I'll sleep from the 1st of next month, okay? But father says, no, you have to sleep right from today. It's disgraceful. You're in the second form and you're still sleeping beside your granny. And I don't like the way you're being brought up. Now, when he says that, he makes the mistake of looking at his father. And she says, why are you looking at me? I have nothing to do with the boy. He's always with his grandmother. So if anybody is spoiling him, it's his grandmother. So go and tell her that. Okay, that's the end of the first section. I hope you understood the story so far. Now, to make the understanding even better, I've listed the key points for you. Let's look at them. The first point, Swami's father reads an article about the bravery of a young boy who fought a tiger. This is a very important section because the entire story depends on this newspaper article. So what is the situation here? The newspaper report was about a brave boy, a village lad who was walking by the village path going home, and on the way home he met a tiger face to face. And what did he do? He didn't try to run away or anything. He fought with the tiger, quickly climbed up the tree and waited there for half a day till some village people came and killed the tiger. So that is the newspaper report. So when you see that point, you should immediately remember the newspaper report. Second point, Swami argues that it is impossible for a boy to fight a tiger. So after reading the newspaper report, father asked Swami, what do you think about that? And Swami says it's just not possible for a boy to fight a tiger. Now father says courage is everything. Strength and age are not important. So father goes on to say that even if you are strong, if you are a coward, it's no use. And a person can be very courageous and he might have no strength, still he will be able to achieve whatever he wants. Now this argument between father and son goes on. So this dispute between father and son leads to a situation where father challenges Swami to sleep alone in the office room. So father says, okay, you want to show your courage? Why don't you sleep in the office room alone tonight? Swami is terrified to sleep alone as he always sleeps with his grandmother. So he's used to sleeping with his grandmother, so he doesn't want to sleep anywhere alone. Now Swami tries to change the subject. He wants his father to forget about this challenge. So he tries to change the subject by talking enthusiastically about admitting adults in the school cricket club, but his father does not get distracted. So he tries to change the topic, but his father does not get distracted. Then Swami says that he will sleep in the office room from the 1st of the following month because he realized that his father is not going to give up. So he says, okay, I'll sleep from the 1st of next month. Now father does not budge from his decision. He says, no, you have to sleep from today itself. And father goes on to say that it was shameful that a boy studying in second form was still sleeping beside his grandmother like a baby. So he says, you're in second form, you're a big boy now, you should be able to sleep alone by yourself. Instead, you're still sleeping with your grandmother like a baby. And then father looks at his wife and comments that I don't like the way Swami is being brought up. So this was a mistake, because what does she say? This comment annoys Swami's mother. That means it makes her angry, as she feels that all the pampering means spoiling, is done by Swami's grandmother. I hope this is all clear now. So you have the glossary words, all the hard words are listed for you. I've explained the story. Those of you who have English to Kannada dictionary, if you need more clarification, please refer to that. If you read this lesson a couple of times, there should be no problem for you. Now we are going to look at some of the questions, comprehension questions. Just to check your comprehension, the first one, you have to answer these 3 questions in 2 or 3 sentences each. Question number 1, why did the village lad who fought the tiger stay on the tree for half a day? So think and answer that question. What was the argument between Swami and his father? That's question number 2. Question number 3, what was the outcome of the argument? Now these 3 questions you should answer in 2 or 3 sentences. So when you're asked to answer a question in 2 or 3 sentences, don't answer in half a page. That doesn't look good. If they ask you 2 or 3 sentences, you have to answer in only 2 or 3 sentences. Number 2, answer the following questions in short paragraphs. By short paragraphs, I mean 5 or 6 sentences. Describe the newspaper report read by Swami's father. So this is in the first section. Very important to know this. I've explained it a couple of times, so you should be able to answer that without any problem. What tactics did Swami adopt to distract his father? Did he succeed? So there are 2 parts of the question, so you have to answer both. Now tactics means what did he do to distract his father? What tricks did he use to distract his father? Now the third one is an extract. We have done a lot of extracts this year. I think he must have been a very strong and grown-up person, not a boy at all. Who does he refer to here? Give another word for a grown-up person. If you had just listened to my reading, you would know the answer to that. When did the speaker make this statement? So I want you to answer this in proper sentences. Some of you, when you look at the extract, you just give one-word answers. Please don't do that. A proper sentence. Now all your questions and answers should be written neatly in your notebooks. Have a designated notebook for that. You can start with a contents page, page number, everything neatly. Write the date on which you're doing the exercises, and do the exercises neatly, correctly in cursive handwriting, just like you would do in your exams. Now all these questions should be answered before the next session. I think that's it for today. The first section is complete, and I will see you during your second session. All right? Thank you and Sai Ram.